people being crushed by buildings either.
So how does this demonstration compare to the one that happened on September 13th, a few days after the...
Well, it was October the 13th. This was full up, but now this is full up and people are still coming. Trafalgar Square is too small for this demonstration.
How many people do you think are here? About 20,000 or...?
I wouldn't be able to say, but we think there's going to be about 100,000 on this march.
Today?
Yeah.
Okay.
We thought it was going to go. I thought personally it was going to go down because of like the victories in Kabul and all that. But as I was saying, people do not like military success. They do not like war, and I think that is what September the 11th showed people. We actually saw people dying, and we don't like it. Even hitting the Pentagon is technically a military target, but we still don't like people dying. If we don't like the Pentagon being hit, then we don't like anywhere being hit.
So do you think the support is it growing against war, or is it are people just kind of hanging in there?
It's definitely growing. I can't believe it.
How do you know for sure that it's growing? Actually, I've heard that 80% of British people are against this bombing of Afghanistan.
Well, I live in West London in Acton, and I've done about 5 different stalls this week, and more people are coming and rushing to sign the petitions, buying the paper, buying any information against the war, coming to the demonstration. I phone them up and they're coming down here, so it's more people against it. I mean, I live in London, is pretty cosmopolitan. You've got a lot of people from different countries. They know what America has done in their country. They know what Britain has done in their country, France. They do not believe the BBC. They watch Al Jazeera TV. And they read the Socialist Worker.
do you want to tell me your name, or?
Yeah, Clarence Jackman.
Okay, well, thanks very much.
Acting Socialist Workers Party.
Okay, thanks very much. So it seems like the level, the police are quite friendly compared to Washington D.C. here. What's up with that?
They may be today. They're not violent on these peace demonstrations or anti-war demonstrations, but anti-capitalist demonstrations, they cordon you off, and they don't ask you to be cordoned off, they whack you over the head. That's how they cordon you off. So we may look peaceful in the middle of Oxford Circus because they've beaten us into Oxford Circus. They've done it at Oxford Circus. This is British police, and they did it at Euston Square when we had, I think it was the anniversary of Seattle, on the day of Seattle. While they were doing it over there, they were beating us in London.
I heard May 1st was quite a bit of a scuffle from a police officer told me that.
As you're talking about the media, there was a BBC cameraman in the middle of the demonstration when we got caught up, and I asked him why he wasn't taking pictures of the people getting hit around the perimeter, and he didn't have an answer, but we know he just wants to take one picture of one awkward person, show it on the BBC and make it look as if we're all violent protesters. I'm as peaceful as they come. I've not attacked or done anything to anybody. We're into peace.
Right, thank you. So what is the demographics of this crowd here?
It's multicultural, multiracial, multi-religion, different political groups, totally peaceful. A lot of people who've never been involved in politics are here today. It's fantastic. So I thank you, George Bush, for uniting us all. Thank you.
All of this in the name, firstly, of infinite justice and then enduring freedom. But of course the Afghans are just part of a mass, some faceless beings, not individuals. And we, the ordinary British people, cannot be separated from this tragedy. It's our money that is being used to bomb the Afghans. To offer him up to a third country was refused. The victims in America and the people of this country have been betrayed. Bush has stated that those who finance and harbour terrorists must be brought to justice. Well, I suggest he has a chat to his father, George Bush Sr. My fear is that as the attacks on Afghanistan continue, people might become weary. Because the vultures who will benefit from this war will not become weak. And as for those innocent...
Daddy was a killer too. We know you. Daddy was.
And our next speaker is somebody who's worked for the Muslim cause because they're marginalized. We're proud to present Dr. Siddiqui from the Muslim Parliament. Dr. Siddiqui.